Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay, are you ready for today's lesson? You are? That is good. Today, in agricultural science, we are going to be learning about pests and diseases. Okay? Our topic for today in agricultural science is on pests and diseases. Are we ready for the lesson? You are, right? Good. Pests are like unwanted visitors in your gardens or on the farm. They can be insects like tiny bugs or other plants that grow where we don't want them. Pests can harm our plants by eating them or competing for space and food. Diseases for plants are like when we get sick, but instead of cold or flu, plants get sick from tiny germs that can't see. These germs can make plants look sad. We need to help our plants stay safe and healthy and fight against these diseases. We are going to be looking at some common pests, okay? Insects. Insects like aphids, caterpillars, and beetles can damage crops by eating their leaves or fruits. Aphids are tiny insects that like to suck on plant juice, which can make plants weak. Caterpillars are like the larval stage of butterflies and moths. Some of them eat plant leaves and can damage crops. Beetles. Beetles are insects that can chew on leaves and flowers, causing harm to the plants. So these insects eat the leaves or fruits of a plant and cause harm to them. Do we understand that? Weeds. Weeds compete with crops for nutrients, water, and sunlight, reducing the yield of the desired plants. Weeds are like unwanted plants that grow alongside the plants we want to grow. They compete with our crops for nutrients, water, sunlight. Weeds are not needed because when they grow with our crops, they compete with our crops for nutrients, for water, and sunlight. Diseases. Fungal, bacterial, and viral diseases can infect crops and cause wilting, discoloration, or other harm. Fungi, bacteria, they make our plants sick. These diseases can make our plants look sad with wilting leaves or spurts. They leave holes in them. So these are common pests. Okay? Insects, weeds, diseases. These are common pests. These pests can be a problem for farmers and gardeners because they can damage the plants we want to grow. So it is important for us to know how to protect our plants from these pests. Okay? It is very important for us to learn how to control this pest. to protect our plants. How to control pests. Biological control. Introduce natural predators like ladybugs or parasitic wasps to eat the pests. So ladybugs, which are like nature's superheroes, they eat pests. Like aphids, which can hurt our plant, ladybugs can eat them. Ladybugs are our friends because they protect our garden. Birds and frogs are also great helpers. They eat insects. So it is a good idea to attract them to our gardens also. Nature works best when everything is balanced. We want to make sure we have enough good bugs to keep bad bugs in check. Biological control is a safe and eco-friendly way to protect our plants because it doesn't harm the environment. It's like having a natural pest control team in your garden. Chemical control. Use pesticides, but only when necessary and following safety guidelines. Sometimes we need to use special sprays to protect our plants from pests. These sprays are made of chemicals that can kill or keep away the bad bugs. The sprays are called pesticides, and we need to use these pesticides carefully. Grown-ups are the ones to use this pesticide because it can be harmful to people and animals if not used correctly. When using pesticide, you follow the guidelines, follow the instruction on the label. It tells us how to use it and when to use it. And when using pesticides, you wear your protective gear like the gloves, masks. After using them, you make sure you wash your hands and any tool you used. Chemical control is usually used when other methods, like the biological method, hasn't worked. Okay? So remember, chemical control should be used only when it is really needed. And it is very important to use it safely to protect our plants and ourselves. Okay? Do we understand? Cultural control. Practices like crop rotation, selecting disease-resistant plant varieties, and proper spacing can reduce pest problems. Imagine if you always eat your favorite food every day. You'll get bored, right? Plants feel the same way. So we change where we plant our crops each year. That is crop rotation. This confuses the bad bugs. Okay? Choosing strong plants. Some plant varieties are tougher and can fight off pests and diseases better. We can pick these strong plants to grow in our gardens because they will be able to resist these diseases and pests. Giving our plants enough space to grow helps keep diseases from spreading between them. It gives them their own room. Healthy plants start with healthy soil. We keep our garden neat and clean, removing dead leaves and weeds, reduce hiding spots for pests. So cultural control is like teaching our plants to be tough and smart so they can handle pests and diseases on their own. It's a friendly way to protect our garden. Crop rotation, choosing strong plants, good planting space. Okay? Mechanical control, hand picking pests or using traps can be effective for smaller infestations. Hand picking, just like you picking out the weeds from your garden, you can also pick out pests like caterpillars and snails. This is like giving your plants a helping hand. Traps, we can set traps to catch pests. Sticky traps can catch flying insects. Mechanical control is a gentle and eco-friendly way to protect plants. It's all about using your hands and tools to keep our garden safe and happy. Okay? Integrated pest management. Combine various methods to minimize pests while reducing the impacts on the environment. Integrated pest management is like having a well thought out strategy to keep our plants safe from pests and diseases. We first learn about the pests and diseases in our garden, what they look like, what they like to eat. This helps us understand our enemies better. Then we keep an eye on our plants regularly. Are there any signs of trouble, like chewed leaves or sick plants? If we spot something, we can take action early. You remember those good bugs we talked about? We can invite them to help us. We release them into our gardens to eat the bad bugs. We can use smart planting and caring techniques like crop rotation and picking strong plants, remember? Or sometimes we use tools like traps to stop pests. Natural spray like soap and water can be a part of the plan to keep pests away. Last resort, if anyone doesn't work, we might use safe chemical sprays, but only when needed and carefully. Okay? So integrated pest management is like having a plan with many tools in our garden toolbox. It helps us keep our garden healthy while being kind to the environment. Okay? Do we understand? So we now know how to control pests, right? We can use the biological control, chemical control, cultural control, mechanical control, or integrated pest management. So today's lesson on pests and diseases, we understood it, right? Good. We now know some common pests and how to control pests. So next, we are going to be looking at our assignment. I'm sure we're going to be able to do our assignment, right? Good.